Okay, so in this video, I'm going to summarize the key steps that were necessary to create this first map. Uh, there were some students that were a little behind because we had a fire drill, and if anybody's absent, want this to be there as a refresher. But there will be other times where I won't have a video, and it'll be your job to apply your skills without any help. But this time I'll make an exception. Okay, so the first step is to save your map and bring in this data. And then we're going to work until you make a map that looks just like this. And then doing some data querying and sorting, you're going to be able to fill in this information here. And then finally, answer some questions. And I'm not going to help you with those. I'll let you, I'm helping you with the button pushing and how to make the software work. But on some of this part here, I want to get your own thoughts and analysis of the data. Okay, so I'll park this off to the side. First thing to do is save your map. Notice it defaults to My Map. Well, we're going to save that, give it a name, save as. Let's call it Virginia Tornadoes. And we can put a tag in there, VA Tornadoes. I'm saving mine in my folder called First Quarter. If I can show you how to set that organization up in class if you're curious. Oops, I've made this map before. That's a good thing to discover. So I'm going to call this one Demo at the end. Okay, so now we have it. Mine is called Virginia Tornadoes Demo. It's saved, and we're going to add data. Search for layers. Switch it from My Content to ArcGIS Online. Now you're going to search for those exact titles, layers that are in the document. So the first one is Tornado Tracks. And the one you want is the one by US Federal User Community. Was updated in 9/1. Actually, it looks like it's updated again 9/2/21. So it's changing all the time. But this is the one we want right here with the tornado icon. So add it. It's nice to know that it updates frequently. And I'm gonna zoom out to the whole United States here. I guess it won't surprise you to know that 3 out of 4 tornadoes that happen on the earth, happen in the United States in a thing called Tornado Alley. Okay, and notice it's not everywhere in the United States. Okay, so we got that one. And we're going to need to add the USA places. So you come up here at ArcGIS Online, and remove that, type in USA places. And I want the one that is a bunch of dots. This one right here, updated 3/7/17. Hit the plus. Lots of data. You can even see where the roads are just from the line of towns that the roads pass through. And then there's one from VDOT, the Virginia outline. So go to USA Places and take that out and type in Virginia outline. Remember, be careful, there's more than one. There's one that has a fill. We don't want that. We just want the outline. And you see a V dot here. This is the outline, this first one right here. Let's double check it. Oh, it looks like we want this one. Let me make sure of the date. 1/30. Yes, 11/30/18. And I'm going to go with this one because it looks like the one in the document. I want to be consistent. Okay. Collapse this. Go to content. And I want to turn off USA Places. And I want to see if the Virginia outline, probably not showing up because I have to zoom in. Did you see that? Notice, this is a good teachable moment. Notice that Virginia is not, it's grayed out over here. It's also gray, not visible here on the map. But when we zoom in a certain extent, it shows up and the Virginia outline is now active. That's a setting that we can get into later, more of an advanced setting where not all of the information that you map has to appear at the same extent. A map would get very busy and crowded if you had everything visible all the time. So we'll get into that later. All right, so the next thing to do, save the map because we've got all of our data on here now. And let's just save it so we don't lose that. Okay. So now we have to make this map. There are no instructions in the document about this. Kudos to all of you that tag teamed this and figured it out. But I noticed that most people got close, but not quite exact to what this is. And that's okay. I'll show you how I did the main things in this map in the order in which I did them, and then let you figure out some of the simpler things on your own, like how to change the color of borders and symbology. That's fairly easy. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to move this out of the way. And first thing you'll notice is that the tornado tracks are all over the place. And we just want the ones that are in Virginia. So to do that, we're going to do a filter. And we're going to filter the tracks using the filter tool. And you're going to change, we want to filter based on the state. Is fine. So state is, and this is something to get used to. Before you start typing in Virginia or VA, go over and try unique. This was often which you're going to want to click is unique, because if the data already is entered in a field, that's what's going to pop up here. See that? So if you already have a field in your data table that has the abbreviations of the states in this case, all you have to do is find Virginia and then apply the filter, and let's just zoom to the result. It'll just take us to Virginia. See? All right, so that's how you zoom to the state, and how you trim the data to just Virginia. And now let's do the same thing with places. I'll turn off the tornado tracks for a minute so we can just see that. Lots of cities. So we go up to the filter again, change it from class to state name. Notice that it's not always going to be called the same thing, so you're going to have some flexibility in interpreting that. Maybe inspect the data table first and make sure that it has what you want. In this case, I know it does. State name is, once again, unique value, and then find Virginia. Apply and zoom, and now you see we only have those cities. If you look at my map that's in the document, you'll notice that it is not all the cities. I mean, I've already filtered them here, and they're not showing up too much because they're like red on black, but there are fewer dots here than you see right now on the map. So here's how we're going to filter them. We don't need all of them. Let's go to filter again. For USA Places, we're going to edit it. But we don't want to get rid of this. We don't want to get rid of this first expression because that's what limited the cities to Virginia. But we do want to limit them to larger cities in Virginia. So we add another expression. Click right here, add expression. And in this expression, we're going to tell it to pick not class here. That's a little confusing. We need to find pop class. Population class is greater than, this is in my notes in the assignment that I chose, greater than 4. It's greater than unique value. The cities have been categorized. Greater than 4, apply and filter. And now you see there are less towns. It makes the map a little less busy again. Okay. Now I'm going to save my map since we've done 2 of those procedures. Okay. Now let's see what's next to do here. Well, I'm going to let you figure out how to change the outline of the color of the state. And it's pretty easy to change the base map. But notice that all of the dots are the same size. And they're gradational on my map. So here we go. Go over to the USA Places. Go to the change style. And instead of location only, we're going to choose population 2014, and it should automatically default to these dots, which is fine. But I'd like you to go to options, and I changed it to, I believe, this fill color, this red here in the middle, and then I changed the transparency to about 60%, I think. Okay, and there you go. Notice you have a scale over here, or a legend, and done. Okay. If you want to see the legend again, you can just open it up over here. You'll see it on the left-hand side, hide legend, show legend. Okay. And let's do the same thing with let's look at the tornado tracks. If you've done this correctly, and I noticed in class some people had a different set of data. It was the same data, but it didn't come pre-formatted. And so they would not see this. This is the layer you want because it already has incredible damage, devastating damage, severe damage, etc. Now, let's take a look at this data a little bit. Okay, I don't have much time left with this video, so I'm going to do this quick. We see these 2 tables that you have to fill. One of them is asking for the most fatalities and the other one for the most injuries. And something is interesting about this tornado, or about this data for Virginia. So I'm going to show you how to find this. So you come over here to the tornadoes, open up its attribute table. And when you bring it up, expand it upward, you can then come over to the right and we can sort it by fatalities. And we're going to sort them descending. So the most are at the top, and it jumps around. You have to re-slide it. Notice you have 11 fatalities here, but only 4 injuries. But notice real quickly, look at these other tornadoes. Just about every other tornado is more injuries than fatalities. Okay? And if you wanted to sort this, you could just go here to sort descending again. And once again, you can see, got to slide it, sorry. See 246 injuries, 4 fatalities. You get this pattern, okay? So there's something going on. That's for you to figure out.